popping, everybody. Before we get into it, I want you to take a few deep breaths, relax, just kind of prepare to be enlightened, enjoy yourself, Just be grateful for this moment. You'll never get it back. So we appreciate you spending your time here, for sure.
Right. We really do.
We really
time
do.
is valuable, and you're choosing this.
Yeah, so we really appreciate you. So today's podcast, we're going to be talking about the power of choice. How everything in your life is literally just determined by your choices.
Right. So, think about it. On a minute-to-minute basis,
choice.
You're all making a choice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's why the power of your choice is so powerful, because any single, even on
your decision
to second,
your decision to watch this video is a choice.
Exactly. I could leave right now, but I'm choosing to stay here.
Yeah.
It's so powerful if you take a step back and look at
how many choices you make. People got to start putting more intention behind their choices. Literally every single choice, domino affects something in the universe. Mm-hmm. Literally something. So your decision to watch this video over Call of Duty video, just for an example, that decision is going to enlighten you in some way, because you're going to learn something from this that you wouldn't have learned in that video.
Right.
So every decision completely changes how the rest of your life will go.
It truly does.
It literally,
because your life pivots off of that choice.
Yeah.
Even minor choices can lead up to, traffic, for instance.
You
drug
addicts.
Right. You take a right turn, and there happens to be someone speeding through a red light. That choice to take the right turn, accident.
Or that one choice.
And it could alter your life.
That choice to get high one time will have you potentially getting high the rest of your life. Just because you made the choice, you were like, fuck it, I'll try it. And then that little choice.
That's what happened to me.
No cap.
That's what I was thinking.
Should be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I think of time as I conceptualize it as a physical structure. So I think of it kind of like a spider web. So, in this very moment, it's this moment right here, and then depending on what I say, it branches out into a bunch of different things.
Depending possibilities.
Depending on what I choose to say in the moment. And
that's actually crazy to think about.
Each one of those branches out into an infinite possibility of other things, depending on what I decide to do in that particular situation. And I think,
crazy.
when I just think about it, it's just the veins in the human body. There's just obviously there's more possibilities than there is veins, but it's kind of the same concept.
I like the spider web concept. So you have this present moment right in the middle of it, and then you have a list of 10 different opportunities you can make, or
10 choices.
10 choices you can make. You make this choice, it branches off this way. Mm-hmm. You make this choice, it branches off this way, and there's just an insane, unfathomable
infinity.
Yeah, unfathomable amount of things that can happen just from one choice.
Yeah,
right. And it's just understanding the power that these little choices you think that are just normal at this time.
Dude, yeah, that's why it's important to take a step back from the moment, so you can analyze the situation and form the best choice.
Am I doing the right thing?
Right. And some things the power of your choice, you just strengthen that over your life, and you become more decisive. So you're in a scenario where it's fight or flight, that is so instinctive, and that's built within you. You either choose to stay and fight off that predator, or you fucking get the hell out of there.
And that's an instinctive choice, it's subconscious choice pretty much. You see a bear running at you, you're not gonna be like, should I run from this bear? You're just running. You're just running. And I feel a lot of the choices we make in life are just based on our subconscious programming. So I always try to tell my mentoring students to put more intention behind what you give your attention to. So I'm trying to think of a really good example. Giving someone a second chance is a perfect example. Think about what is going to come from you giving that person a second chance. I feel giving someone a second chance is just going to leave you feeling a lot of the same emotions that you had.
But wouldn't you want to get a second chance?
I feel it's just going against the grains. But of course, everyone
it depends
wants
the
to.
situation. Yeah, the devil's in the details, you always say that. But
I feel everyone wants to. They're maybe I have a chance to make things right. But how many? I literally can't think of one story where everything goes right. When you get, it's like
Yeah,
rereading the same book and expecting a different ending. It's just like
True.
you have to really, with big decisions like that, with people you're letting into your life, you have to be so mindful of the repercussions that can come from that action, that choice.
You need to look at that choice that you're about to make and think about it as the spider web effect. You need to analyze it and see how this could all
Who could
play
this
out.
affect? Like, who could this affect? And how could this affect
And
me?
sometimes you won't even see like a scenario going in a certain way. Like,
It just shocks you. You're
yeah,
like, wow.
I didn't see that coming.
Wow.
Like that happens a lot because of your choice,
Because of your choice. Just the power of your choice, bro.
dude. It's actually unfathomable.
Yeah.
Like,
If you can't decide, just make a pro and con list.
Pro and con list. Perfect. Like, if something's really that big of a choice that you have to make a pro and cons list, like, I feel like
ask for advice.
ask for advice, definitely, because, like, I can't really think of the last time I had to make a decision. The next time I will have to make a decision like that is probably Miami. Like, do I move
Yeah,
there?
am I gonna sign this?
Yeah.
Or no? Like, you know.
Literally. And, like, opportunities like that don't come often, like, in anyone's life, where you really have to really think about the decision you're making and, like, do the pros and cons. Who's this going to affect? How is this going to affect? Like,
Right.
is this going to affect my mom, my dad? Like, because if I do this and I disappoint them, that's going to have me feeling disappointed. Like, there's just so many fucking domino effects.
Which way are you leaning right now?
Towards Miami?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't been yet, so I'm still up in the air. But as of right now, I'm pretty wanting to go, because Abraham's telling me, he's like, dude, you have to, your living situation has to match your income. Like, I'm living with my parents, pulling, like, you know, not what a person who's living with their parents is pulling, you know. So
Yeah.
like you have to, my reality has to match what I'm making. And then once I get there, I'm going to start making more because I'm surrounded by people making more. And it's just like, and once you get there, like, it kind of goes with a lot of things, like the car you drive, where you're living, that go into play with your reality and how you are going to make choices from it. So
Yeah.
true.
So you just laid out a bunch of pros. Now, what would be a con of moving to Miami?
Spanish speaking. Like, I don't know fucking any Spanish.
I don't think that would be too big of a problem.
Yeah, but
I mean, it's America. Most
yeah,
people
yeah.
speak English.
And it's just like, I grew up here, you know, and like this is just a little bubble where it's just like everyone, little to no crime
a needle
rate.
drops
Yeah.
and you fucking hear it.
Yeah,
from
like a
someone.
little to zero crime rate. Everyone knows everyone. Like, it's gonna be so different. But I'm also really excited for that.
Yeah, I think a con would be that it is actually scary.
Yeah,
But
like
no,
actually scary.
I was thinking about that, and I was like, "That's a good thing."
Yeah,
being
yeah.
scared and being uncomfortable is a good thing
It
because
really is.
it's just broadening that spectrum of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. You know,
And
Okay, so we've already negated 2 of the cons. Are there any left?
Are there any
What
left?
would be another con?
Dude, and the way I see it is, if I'm down there, I can have the homies come down and we can turn up.
Another pro.
Another pro. Show you guys Miami. Like, that would be dope. So, the pros are really outweighing the cons in this situation.
cons would just
That's
be
how it
like
seems.
things are expensive down there,
Things are
like
expensive,
Midwest.
yeah.
I mean, this
But
everything's so
every-
cheap around here, but like you go down there and
But you go to Chicago, everything's expensive. You go to New York City, way more expensive. You go to LA, expensive. And here's my thought process behind Miami specifically. So we got Chicago. I don't fuck with the cold at all. Mm-hmm. Like, and in the winter, it cold. Like, really cold.
lake effect snow.
LA, too expensive, not worth it. Because I went out there, I'm like, all right, people are cool here.
Yeah, the cost of living is absurd.
Insane.
in California.
New York City, cold, and most expensive city in America.
More expensive than LA?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I always knew
Dude,
they were close though.
insane.
Wow.
Insane. And, like, that's really Miami, not stupidly expensive. Nightlife is insane. It's warm all year round.
Right?
Beach.
Beach, people, like, and they don't take Rona too seriously. I'm not gonna get anyone Rona, so like, I'll come
You said
home.
they don't take Rona.
Dude.
Is that a pro or a con?
I would say it's a pro
tell.
because I'm not gonna
on
give
your
it to anyone because I'm not gonna go home to my mom and my stepdad. I'm gonna go home to myself. You know, like,
Yeah, well,
Right.
you might the chances just if you do give it to someone, it's just not going to be your close family members.
yeah,
Yes.
Or your
yeah.
close friends.
Which I don't really see that as being selfish because everyone down there literally goes to the clubs, mask off, like full capacity.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
Fuck it.
Mask off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Malik Pakistan. It just comes down to See, we weighed out the pros and cons for that decision. So, with your life, where do you want to go, and how are you going to get there? Mm-hmm. Is that the right decision for you? And ultimately, see, I've had a bunch of people tell me, "Oh, you shouldn't go to Miami. Like, it's scary."
People will be like,
Yeah.
people will be like, "Oh, like why don't you go to Atlanta?"
I would be like, Atlanta. No offense to you Atlanteans, but like,
Atlanteans.
I've been through Atlanta, bro. I was stuck in traffic for like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And I like Miami because you can just drive around or walk around. Like it's kind of like
you don't even need a car there.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
So I can just save up.
Another pro. You gotta like.
Yeah, but there is a con associated with that too,
Very
and
true.
it's that if you do get a car, you're gonna spend most of your time sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, but then by the time I have a car, it's gonna be like a Maserati or something. So like I won't mind sitting in it, you know. But yeah, Dad, we don't mind riding right now.
Okay.
So it's just
I feel like a lot of people need to weigh out the pros and cons in their relationships.
Oh, the relationships.
That's like I think one of the biggest
Huge.
things that the power of choice comes with. You know, like you have the choice to
like,
stay with your cheating ex or your cheating boyfriend, girlfriend,
or you're toxic, just toxic.
Yeah, in general, whatever. Like you can relate it to anything.
Like I feel like people.
I think a problem with that is that, like, and this is just a problem when you're in any situation where like emotions are involved and you're trying to analyze it dispassionately. Is like it's really hard to make a pros and cons list, like about someone that you may have loved at some point, because the bias is always going to be in their favor.
Because you love them.
Even if you used to. I mean, I still think it's a good idea, and I still think it's worthwhile for people to do it. I'm just saying that's. I mean, it's hard, like, especially when the bias is always in somebody's favor. Like, it feels. I saw a dude on Twitter say something about how it felt really weird to him, like making pro and con lists about like relationships in his life, because that's like. It's a very like cold and calculated way to look at something like a friendship, which shouldn't really be like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, it was helping him make the decision, so he just had to get used to it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people need to understand that you being in someone's life is a privilege, like to them. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to like put into words, but like you being in someone's life is a privilege to them. Like you're making the choice to stay in their life. So, like, a toxic person, like, you could easily cut them off, and they will understand that you're not just there permanently for free without...
They're lucky to have you.
Perfect.
And I think it works the best when that behavior is universalized. So when the people whose life you're in also understand that it's a privilege for them to be in your life.
Right.
Like, it has to... go both ways, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be mutual.
Yep.
Yep.
What were you wanting to touch on?
I actually made a pro and cons list about my ex-girlfriend.
Okay, that's actually interesting.
But
I really want to hear about this.
Like you said, you have to just step out of the bias. You have to like remove yourself from yourself, if that makes sense. You have to remove yourself from all the past emotions and past experiences.
Like a third-person perspective.
Correct. You just need to be above it and look at it from the top-down view. Like, look at everything, analyze it.
Yeah.
And, like, that actually helped me a lot because I don't really associate myself with her anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
is that a result of your pro and con list?
That is one of the factors, yeah. Another factor is just that no energy is there, even like as a friendship level.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
5 years will do that to you.
Dude,
just an early relationship, not
Yeah, because
mature.
it started in 8th grade.
I know. It's just like it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean,
not the right timing.
I don't know.
Shit
I don't know
happens.
how like deep you're willing to go into this, but I'm honestly really curious if you if you'd want to elaborate
ask
on
away.
this.
What
I
do you
mean,
wanna know?
what were some of the things on your pro con list without getting too personal?
You know what? I don't know if I want to just spit it out there.
Okay,
Because
okay.
on the off chance that someone sends this to her, like it's just not even worth
It's just
my
not
time.
worth it,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
like my energy. I don't want to spend my energy
Dealing with the repercussions, because you're making the choice to not do that right now, so you don't have to deal with the repercussions later.
That's the power of choice right there.
Yeah, I would say, and I think you're like it's your right to make that choice by all means. Like you're empowered to make any choice you want. But I could see how one would say that that's almost a little bit selfish, withholding that knowledge. But that is your right to do. So by all means,
Right. I
I mean, I'm not calling you selfish at all.
Yeah,
like,
I
I don't
wanna
mean it like
spit,
that.
Like pros and cons about her if
individual.
if there was any other question regarding the relationship or whatever.
I guess my next question would be: is there any? So you made the pros cons list, right? And that helped you make the decision. Are there any lessons that you could abstract out and maybe elaborate on without giving away any of the details?
Ooh, a lesson, yeah.
Honestly, if you feel like anyone is remotely holding you back from your true potential, then you need to either confront them about this. Why are you acting like this? Like, do you not believe in me, I guess? Or 2, you just need to get that stimuli out of your life. Because if there's anything that's holding you back, that's just stopping you of your full potential. And a lot of people's parents do that. So you need to communication is key, and that's another.
And I also feel like you have to. This may sound selfish, but you have to look at how much they're benefiting you versus you benefiting them. You know, like it has to be mutual. Like every relationship, to a certain extent.
I think that's a slippery slope because like let's say your wife gets in a car accident and and breaks her legs, and like you have to like you're giving like 300% and she's giving 100%, but her 100% is not much because she's in that particular situation. I think that's a slippery slope. What I did want to ask you, Ty, is, and you too, Alex, what are some behaviors that what are maybe some of the behaviors of someone that might be trying to, maybe not even on purpose, but hold you back from like growing as a person?
Questioning you, second guessing your own moves,
not believing in your decisions. Like
but people are not going to come out and be like, Alex, I don't believe in you. I mean, it's going to be subtle.
It's subtle. Yes,
they're going to be like, oh, really? Like, you think that's going to work out? Like, seriously? Like, yes, I wouldn't have made the decision if I wasn't fully heartedly confident with it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, for example, my mom came up into my room the other day and literally just like totally going at what we're doing. And I was like, you're talking about the podcast, you're talking about Alex and me and what we're doing. And she was like, well, yes, I am. Because like I picked up on it. And I was like, you have no obligation to know what I'm doing and I don't know. I don't want to go too far into the details, but she was like, you just shattered my soul. And I was like,
it's just because she was unaware. She was unaware of our thought process behind our decisions.
Exactly.
And a lot of people are going to be like that.
The lack of communication between us and her. That's why
communication is key.
Every relationship requires a certain amplitude of communication, and without that, how can you have a fulfilling relationship? It just won't work.
It just won't work.
One thing I want to go into, and I want to hear both of you guys' thoughts on this, but I think sometimes there's situations in relationships where maybe your significant or maybe even your parent is not overtly trying to hold you back. They're not overtly trying to like second guess you.
Just looking out for your best interest.
Yeah, but let's say they do second guess you. Not coming from a place of, oh, I don't want this person to grow, but I want this person to make the best decision. And because other people do care about you in relationships, and sometimes their input is going to go against yours. And I think it's important to be able to like recognize when someone's looking out for you, when you hold yourself back because you're seeing someone else's behavior and you're interpreting it the wrong way. Like, you really have to decode people's intentions behind their behavior, because sometimes the exact same behavior can mean two completely different things based on where the person's coming from with that.
Dude, on that, I would just say, look at how close you are with that individual in a way, because the people that you're most close with, like, they're gonna be mostly looking out for your best interests. But the people who you aren't as close with, they're gonna try to do, or like
people want to see you
like
doing
a foe or an acquaintance. Like, they don't want to see you really succeed.
I feel
it's a selfish world out there.
People want to see you doing good, but not better than them. Gotta keep that in mind.
That's a great way to put it.
People will support you until like you start doing better than them, and they're like they start to get jealous.
And you probably noticed that firsthand.
Oh, jealousy is just love and hate at the same time.
Yeah, I think the way to avoid this situation altogether in your relationships is to just state your intentions. Like,
Definitely.
there have been times with you guys where I'll be like, look, I think that's a stupid idea, and here's why. And I'm not saying this because I don't want to succeed. I'm saying this because I want it to be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can critique from a place of, like, cynicism, and you can critique from a place of, like, what is it called? Like, I don't want to say love because that sounds corny, but you can critique from a place of wanting things to be better.
Yeah, like my mentor always tells me, he goes, dude, I'm telling you this with love. I'm coaching you with love. When he's like critiquing the shit out of me, he'll be like, I'm telling you this with love, bro. And I'm like, I know, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's a great example.
And like the fact that he states that, it makes you feel so much better. So
Exactly.
like
It clears the air.
100% show your true intentions. Like, hey, I'm not trying to tear you apart. I'm just like, I want to look out for you. I want to try to give you the best advice that I can. You take it with a grain of salt. Pull what you want from it.
Pull what you
And
want.
That's all. I
That's
just want to get
literally-
it across. Communication.
Yeah, and I think the kind of the kicker on that point is that sometimes the mark of someone really caring about you is the fact that they're willing to give you their honest opinion.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people that will just agree with everything you say, and when someone's agreeing with everything you say,
They're probably lying.
they're really not agreeing with anything at all.
lying to make you feel better.
Well, I mean, if you agree with everything, then I mean, you're basically like, what's the distinguishing
you don't have
factor?
your
I mean, there's nothing.
individuality.
Like,
Yeah, I
if
was
everything
just gonna
if
say.
everything's one color, then like the color is not even a thing.
Yeah, that's so facts. That's so
Everything
facts.
is
Like
one
if
color.
every day, like, I can't really think of a good way to put it right now, but you guys know what I mean.
Yeah, that's
I know
why
what you mean.
in relationships there's always going to be like fights, arguments, because
There has to be. If
There's
you're not
no-
fighting, then you don't really care about each other.
yeah, there's no way you guys
make
agree on
the
everything.
choice to communicate and resolve. Don't make the choice to stay silent. You have to speak up in any relationship you're in.
Yeah.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yes.
Now,
Tell them how you truly feel.
Yeah, I want to correct myself. You shouldn't fight with your significant, but there definitely should be conflicts because there are things between you that do have to be settled.
It's
Yeah.
it's only healthy
'Cause
to a
the-
certain extent.
Because there's no way you
Yeah.
guys are the same exact person. 0%.
and if you are,
chance.
you probably shouldn't be together.
Yeah, because like opposites, like you learn more when.
I mean, people don't like people. I mean, people are friends with people that are like them, but like, girls do not like dating guys that are like girls.
Yeah, they like the opposite. Truthfully. All right, so ultimately, just be mindful of your choices. Every single one you make. Every single one you make. And
Well, we I can't. See
yeah,
that.
I really gotta go to the bathroom, or else I would have kept going. But I'm about to urinate my pants.
Yeah,
All
let's
right,
go,
everybody, enjoy yourselves, and as always, thank you for your time. Stay woke.